Do we want to start there? Do we want to start? Sometimes we go in sequential order with Catterall and Taylor, which was technically earlier in the day.
I like that word, sequential.
Never heard it in my life.
There's multiple words that could have used there, but
That's a good one.
I'm not gonna lie, sequential might not even be the right word there.
And if it's not, light his ass up.
Yeah,
Chronological.
Chronological is the word I was.
Okay, well, they talking big boy.
Big word talk. No, it was Catterall and Taylor was. We said we didn't think he was going to give Josh Taylor any trouble, so we clearly knew what we were talking about.
We was wrong.
Well, he did win.
Yeah, oh yeah, blew him out.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
I thought he lost.
Me too.
To start there.
He showed up with the left hand and he was on his ass all night.
Yeah, and Taylor not getting out of the way of the left hand, and it kind of does go back to what I mentioned, where Catterall is just he's not like that diverse of a puncher. Like it really is very straight line except for that left hand, and that was it. And Taylor just
Well, before. Oh, go ahead.
No,
before the fight, we were breaking it down, and I'm like, well, he's a 5'7" guy who likes to languish on the outside, which is what he did.
Yeah.
But I kind of assumed something was in Josh Taylor's toolkit that maybe didn't really have to be shown yet, because even though he's a tall guy and he has good speed, that doesn't mean he likes to fight at range. When he fought, come to think of it, when he fought Regis Prograis, they went toe-to-toe, mid-range, close range, a lot of the fight. Ivan Barancek comes right to you. Jose Ramirez comes right to you. So he had to go get this guy, and he had to cut the distance. And I assumed heading into the fight, that's in his bag. He's an all-around fighter. He's 5'10". He's got fast hands. He'll be fine if this guy tries to do that. But no, he got outboxed on the outside, and I definitely think Catterall won the fight. But that being said, the reality of the situation is body language really hurt him in this fight, like Jacobs against Ryder, another guy in another guy's hometown, where Taylor kept his body language more erect, and Catterall had moments where he looked fatigued, he breathed hard, and he fought exclusively off the back foot. And, he would have 1 minute lulls of not throwing any punches. And Taylor couldn't get any effective work in, but he'd be busy and he'd stay on top of him. And when they'd be in clinches, he'd have one free hand and bang away with it and scratched and snipped. And when you put all that together in the other guy's hometown, you have to be cognizant. There's a good chance you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt. And at the least, especially in that last round, even though he out-connected him 9-3.
Yeah, maybe put your foot on the gas a little bit.
You got to make that statement in that last round to the judges.
Watching the fight, and I kept thinking about myself, and it's like, while I'm listening to you, I'm like, damn, like, I didn't get the fight. I didn't get the win in my hometown, So, but I was watching that fight and was like,
Russell Jordan in Cleveland.
Yeah, but I mean,
gotcha.
Here, you know what I'm saying?
He a Vegas kid now.
I'm watching the fight. I'm watching the fight, and the whole time I kept thinking about my fight with Kell Brook. The entire fight, Taylor went at Catterall with the exact same game plan from round 1 to the end of the fight. He was lunging in with his jab. He was pumping his jab. This is not a sharp jab. This is I hope I touch you jab. He's lunging in. He's coming in too close. I mean, I saw so many.
And that's Taylor you're talking about.
Taylor.
Okay.
I saw so many errors. And at the same time, I'm seeing everything that I know he can do so much better. And it was like immediately I was like, yeah, this is just one of those nights. Yeah. Just like my night with Kell Brook. It just was a night where nothing clicked for me physically in the ring, and then mentally I didn't have any wherewithal to make adjustments. Yeah. I didn't think Taylor made any adjustments at all. You get knocked down in the fight. The referee was too he was too into everything that was going on.
Split a starring role there.
Yeah, he was the co-star in the fight.
No, he was the star.
Ended up being actually
top bill, and then also featured Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall.
Ended up being actually, you know what I mean? So while I was listening to the commentary afterwards, I agree with Tim Bradley. I'm not gonna give him a pass, And then at the same time, I did agree with Andre Ward. You can't just write him off. Yes, you can take him out of the top 5 if you had him in the top 5, but as fighters, we know that these nights we never want people to see. Those nights, you saw plenty of those nights in my training camps. You never really saw those nights in my fights. Nope. You know what I mean? So that was training camp night that showed up. You know what I mean? It sucked.
It was just kind of an ugly fight overall. There was a good point yesterday in Chicken Talk. They were talking about Taylor is known for like the not dirty tactics, but like fighting on the inside, holding, throwing people around. And Catterall seemed like he was there for it, and he matched it to an extent.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a thing. If you're always the bully, and somebody bullies you back, it's like, well, wait a second. I'm not used to this, really.
And the analogy that I have for this is it's like being in a track race. And even though you're the fastest guy on the track, if you don't get out the blocks the quickest, there's a chance you may never catch up to every guy you've beat every single race this season.
Yeah.
And it just felt like that's what I was seeing out of Josh Taylor. He's more athletic than this Catterall guy. Seems we've seen in his past fights that he has more in his arsenal than he showed against Catterall. But from the opening gunshot, he wasn't able to get out of the blocks. And it's like he just could not catch up to anything that this guy Catterall did not. He didn't pose anything that was complicated, not to our eyes. But when you can't catch up, you just can't catch up. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It looked like Catterall wanted it more last night. That's how I noticed. But then at the same time, everybody have a bad night. Working at McDonald's, you messed up my order. You working at tire shop, hey man, you ain't tighten my lug nut. It's just little things.
Yeah,
it was a bad night for my guy last night. You've had a bad night. We all had a bad night in our jobs. I think it was a bad night.
What did you think about the point deduction, the last one?
The tapping it.
It was bad, but it was good that it happened because he shouldn't have deducted a point from Catterall.
So I guess it equaled out.
Made up for
it bounced out, but I thought it was a little bit more of a sturdy shot than they acted like on the broadcast. They were like, oh yeah, he was just kind of playing around. I was like, no, he really it was a stabbing shot to the midsection.
It was a sturdy shot, but I know that shot. It was the next. I see next round.
It wasn't like a backhand.
Carson, like, don't tap me like that.
It was like a very, I don't know.
It's rough play. I thought it.
What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ant. Follow me on IG, Ant with 2 T's. Let's do it. Let's do it again. All right.
Just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do. I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson Merk. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.